Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly for November 21st, 2023. It is a big day because it is the first official day of preseason for the first to fourth year players. Already I've seen some photos come out. The club has posted some videos, which is really exciting. Seeing Rossi, Halves, Lenny, Goddard, and especially all the boys come back in good nick, it seems. And it's good to see a lot of the senior boys are back as well. So we'll talk a bit about that later in the video. But to kick things off, I just wanted to give everyone a bit of a rundown on who might not be training in preseason for a little bit. So in terms of injuries, in terms of players that are on light duties, I feel like it's just good to know when you see all this footage, any players that aren't around, they're probably recovering from some sort of injury, or they just got a different schedule to everyone else and they'll come back in their own time. So straight off the bat, we'll talk, no pun intended, straight off the bat, but we'll talk about Josh Battle, who is still recovering from an ankle injury or ankle surgery in the off season. He'll be back probably closer to full training in January. Jade Gresham will also spend the first part of preseason on lighter duties, which seems to be the case for Gresh every bloody year because he's always injured, after suffering a season-ending knee injury last July. Nick Caulfield is actually closing in on a return to full training after tearing his anterior cruciate ligament during a preseason training camp in February. Jack Hayes also is on the comeback trail from a knee reconstruction, as we all know. Then you've got Jack Billings, who's still some time off from returning to full fitness after undergoing back surgery in September to solve a problem that curtailed his 2022 campaign. So that's pretty much all the players. That's where they're at. Everyone else will slowly return. The first to 4 year players are today. And then you've got everyone else, I think, in exactly 2 weeks' time that'll be back officially for a Ross Lyon-led preseason, which is really exciting. One player in particular that I'm going to keep a close eye on, and I think another coach is going to keep a close eye on, is Hunter Clark. And that's mainly because last week on SEN, Lenny Hayes had a good chat with the guys, and they kind of asked him who he's most excited about. And it was Hunter Clark, to no real surprise for Lenny, that he can't wait to get stuck into and work with. He thinks that he's got a lot of potential. For all of us, we want Hunter Clark to get through a really good preseason. I'm really excited to see what Lenny and Halves and these guys in particular can do, because I feel like they've been around guys that have been that similar sort of ilk to Hunter Clark. You know, Nicky Dell took him a few years, but then he got going, added a bit of defense to his game, bit of physicality, not too much, but enough that he could have a balance of silk, but also get his hard ball. And I think that's Hunter Clark's next evolution, is he's got the silk, but he needs to find the ball, get the ball, and hopefully stay injury-free for 2023, because he's going to be a very important player for us. And if we've got coaches like Lenny Hayes focusing on players like Hunter Clark, I think they're in good hands, and they're going to have a good year next year, hopefully. Now, getting back to a bit of the preseason stuff, there's a journo, zero hanger journo. His name's Jake Benoyton, I think. Very weirdly close to my name. When I looked over, I'm like, Jake Bertoni? No, Jake Benoyton, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, mate. But he's done a good job of kind of tweeting at kind of little updates of the day so far. He mentioned that Marcus Winhager has won the 2 kilometer time trial. Max King is back early, which is great. Lenny Hayes and Brendan Goddard are heavily involved in some of the drills, and they're moving very well. And he also mentioned that Ross Lyon spoke to the media, and he mentioned that Brad Hill is going to be moved back to the wing for season 2023. And he is also back as an early returner to training today. First to 4 year players today. Hill is in his probably his 9th or 10th preseason, so to have him back early is great. Sets a really good example, not only for the rest of the senior boys that are still not back, but also for especially the youngsters. You know, that the senior boys are coming back. They mean business. Ross Lyon's there. Everyone's there. I think that's really good news. We know that best football is at more of a attacking wing position and half forward, not so much off the half-back flank. Sinclair, Hunter Clark, these sort of guys have got that covered. So it's really good that Ross Lyon's come straight out and said he's back on the wing. That's where we want him to play. Now for some question time. This is a speedy one, but I'm sure there's going to be many other pieces of news that come out during the week. So make sure to stay updated on Saints TV on Facebook, Saints TV there, and Instagram at Saints TV Pod. And If you want to go into the running to win a 2023 St Kilda membership, hit the subscribe button, because if we get to 5,000 by the end of this year, that's only 350 odd subs away. If we get there, I'm going to select a random subscriber who is going to be lucky enough to win a 2023 St Kilda membership paid in full. So if you're watching this and you're a Sainter and you want to get to some games next year and you don't want to pay for a membership, hit the subscribe button and you'll go into the running to win a membership for next season. Now, question time. This one's from Jezza. He's asking, who do you think will have a breakout year in 2023? And you're the GOAT. Thanks, mate. I'm not the GOAT, but I do my best. So thanks a lot for the kind words. And in terms of my breakout player, Marcus Winhager. I think he's going to get better and better under Ross, Lenny, Robert Harvey, Goddard. They're all going to be there to tutor him and to really focus on his game. Especially Lenny, I think, is going to be really good learning for Marcus. And he's also just smashed the time trial. So that's a good start for a preseason. Go Joe Joe 43 is saying Jack Hayes' return is bigger than Gresham and Caulfield returning fit combined. Yay or nay? Nay. I agree with what you're saying, but Gresh is very, very important for our midfield and our forward line. And Caulfield could be one of our best intercept marks, next season if he stays fit. So I think it's just an A, but I get what you mean about Jack Hayes. He's very important, can play second ruck, can go forward. He's very mobile for his size. He's a very, very important player, and he proved that in the first 5 weeks last season before his injury. So a slight nay, but I get where you're coming from, mate. Matt's asking, does Jack Steele stay as captain under Ross the Boss? I think for the first season, perhaps. I think depends on how preseason goes, but I probably wouldn't change it too much. If I did, though, it would have to be Cal Wilkie. He would be my pick if Jack Steele wasn't captain next season. And lucky last, this is from Ricky. How many A-graders will we have in 2023? I have King, Steele, Sinclair, Clark, and Marshall. That's 5. I think there's other players there that can hopefully turn into A-graders. I'd like to think that Jack Higgins could do that. Who else is there? Hunter Clark could definitely. He's got Hunter Clark there. I mean, I don't really focus too much on individual A-graders. I just want us to be an A-grade team. So whatever that means, I don't know. But great, they could be A-graders, but at the same time, like Cal Wilkie, it's got to be an A-grader. He's not there. So maybe I'd add Cal Wilkie, but to me, it's not really that important. It's all about the structure. Obviously, we had A-graders galore when Ross was last coach, and this time around it's a bit less. But I think the bottom 10 of this list is better than the bottom 10 of the last list at St Kilda that he coached. So hopefully that can balance it out. If we get all the C graders to B plus graders, then I think we're turning into a good team as opposed to having 4 or 5 A's and then the rest are just C's, which is kind of where we're at the moment. We need a bit more of a balance. Hopefully that answers your question. And that's it. That's Saints TV Weekly. Short, sharp, and to the point. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As I mentioned, if you're a Sainer and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because you'll immediately go into the running to win a 2023 membership if we hit 5,000 by the end of this year. If we exceed that, well over that, I might even go 2 memberships, who knows. But for now, 1 membership, 5,000 by the end of 2022, and you might win it. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, comment your thoughts on the season ahead, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and who you think's going to be our new A-grader going into next season. Who could be the player that maybe we haven't thought of yet that could really jump up into that A-grade category and be a superstar for our team? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.